Hello and very warm welcome to the Friday Hangout, guys. And as always, we are here with you all, and lots of cricket to discuss. A lot of things which we want to talk about, and for that we have our in-house buddies who are with us. Starting from the left, hi Amartya, how are you doing, buddy?
Hi, Imam. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, great to see you back. We also have Rahul with us. How are you doing, Rahul?
I'm doing good, hey ma'am. How are you?
Pretty good, great. And we also have Rishabh, who has, I guess, joined us after a long time. How have you been, Rishabh?
Very good, Imam. Brilliant.
Fantastic, fantastic. Is Kedar with us as well? I can see him. I cannot see him, but
Uh,
I see that he joined.
yeah,
Kedar?
he's with us. Kedar, can you hear us? Please unmute yourselves.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think my camera is not working.
Okay, anyways, so you can
Okay,
speak
Sharma
on
Rai, Kedar Sharma Rai.
it.
All right, how are you doing, Kedar? We can hear you, but
I'm doing fine. Let me see. Now can you see me?
Uh,
in John Cena style, we can't see you. So let's by the time we get that rectified, let me kickstart this show. Yes, Kedar, we can see you. So glad to see you, buddy. So
Yes.
let's start with the much talked about, just concluded India South Africa series, and there has been a lot of hope. There was a lot of hope before we went to South Africa. Of, doing really well, perhaps winning the series after a long time, having not won a one-day international series in South Africa for a very long time. But the result was out. We lost 2-0 and without a fight. So I want to ask, all the buddies on today's show is what exactly went wrong? We've been doing so well. We won 6 tournaments in a row. What did exactly go wrong, and where did we lose the plot? Let me start with Rishabh. Rishabh, what do you think, Rishabh?
Oh,
A lot of hope before we went into this much talked about series and did not do too well. So, your thoughts?
I know, Imam. I I haven't watched much of the series. I must confess, but we all were looking forward to this series. Our plans were like to go to South Africa. All the preparation for South Africa was high, and we reached quite early. We did warm ups and to get adjusted to the South African conditions. But I guess we went somewhere something went wrong. So I think it's not a single point where anything went wrong. I think the bowling flopped, the batting didn't fire. The all the stars of Indian cricket didn't fire, and just bad days. I hope India bounce back in the Test series.
Okay. All right. Amartya, do you really think those were bad days, or do you think there was much more to that? Because, I could see the bowling not being up to the mark, and the most worrying part was the bowling more than the batting. Because if you don't take wickets and if you don't perform in South African conditions, where will you perform?
Imam, honestly, I had some very high expectations from this series of South Africa, and I was hoping that we could see some fight back from Indian side as well. But it did disappoint me up to some extent. But there are some positives that we can look to. Like our bowling attack wasn't that good, except for Shami Ahmed, but he bowled brilliantly. That's what I think, honestly. And apart from that, I think our batting struggled a lot. I mean, the top three batsmen who have scored over 1,000 runs altogether, I think we were depending on them a lot for the early starts. I think Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, and Virat Kohli, and three of them failing on the top, and Yuvraj Singh and Suresh Raina struggling with the form. I think there was the area where India lacked. But still, it's very hard to say that India have gone down and it's a downfall because they have won 6 consecutive ODI tournaments, and this is the first time they have went outside without much of experience. So it's a fair call this time. So hoping to see them back in the fighting back in the Test series.
Wow. You summed it up. You summed it up really nicely there, Amartya. Yes, I think a lot of things I agree to. But let's hold on for a moment. Let's see who joined us. We have our guest. I should not call her the guest anymore because I think Shika was there with us last week, and she is more of our buddy now, and she spoke so much about the game and so nicely that we welcome you again, Shika. How have you been doing? Oh goodness. Okay, Shika has disconnected, but let's wait for her to get back. Let's welcome Puneet. We have Puneet. How are you doing, Puneet? Puneet, are you with us? All right, no.
Puneet, please unmute yourself.
Shekha's back. Yeah.
Hi.
All right.
Shikha, hi.
Hello, Shika. I was just giving a nice introduction line, nice build-up, and you disconnected. I was saying that, we have a guest back, but I would no longer call you the guest because last week you were with us, and the way you spoke, you've become one of our buddies. So
All right.
I'm glad to see you back. How have you been doing?
I'm great. I'm really sorry about the late entry. I think I got the link really late, and my apologies. I'm so
No
happy.
problem.
I was waiting all week for this and to see my buddies. I don't feel like a guest anymore either. So I'm happy to be part of this. I've been well. Got a little bit of cricket in, not too much this week, but I got just enough to see Quinton going crazy. I think he's the next big thing, guys. I don't know what you all feel. Quinton
Perfect.
DeCock, what's up?
Absolutely, and guys who would not, who were not with us last week, Shikha spoke in length about how Quinton de Kock massacred the Indian bowling in the first ODI, and she was very clear on the fact that we shouldn't have allowed him to score those many runs. But I guess our bowlers did not listen to Shikha. They ended up giving him 2 more centuries, and they have a very kind of a bad record to show in the future. But coming back to Quinton de Kock and the South African team, Shikha, I was just asking the other buddies of what went wrong with the Indian team, which went in with so much of expectation. What do you think that South Africa did well and were able to do so well and win the series 2-0 and made India did not look the #1 side when they were playing? So what do you think was different to what the South Africans were doing?
Well, okay, so it's home turf, right? So that seems to play a big deal, especially when our boys go abroad. Like that seems to be a running theme. And then Quinton de Kock, this is his debut, and he's really shining. I think he's someone we have to keep an eye out for a very long time. Everybody's talking about him on Twitter as the next big thing, and the girls are going crazy about him, and he's gonna be, he's a good, decent-looking guy. So there's gonna be a lot surrounding him. So in addition to the great batting that the South African team did, the poor bowling from our guys, I know Mahi had mentioned that he didn't feel that our guys batted very well either, and he was mentioning shot selection. So, I mean, it just feels like we were, on all accounts, the batting, the bowling, their batting, our poor bowling, it was just a total shutout, which is, there's not much conversation you can have when it's just just overpowering, really. That's what it feels like.
Right. In tennis language, I would say that they were going for a backhand which required a forehand. So I think that is what was happening.
And they were just getting aced basically all day. Like if we're going to put it in tennis terms, they were getting aced. Every time Quinton was serving, he was holding serve on aces. That's what it felt like. Not much you can do.
See, the real tennis star came in when the moment you started using terms of tennis, and I completely agree with you that he aced us, Quinton de Kock. Rahul, do you agree with that? Is there anything different which we could have done to perhaps, nullify Quinton de Kock's effect? Because if you see, this guy suddenly came out of nowhere. He played for Sunrisers Hyderabad. He played for, my so-called IPL franchise team. He was not able to get bat on ball. He scored 14 runs in 4 matches, and at the end, Tom Moody, lost his patience and dropped him from the team. So, is there anything different, Rahul, that Indian bowlers could have done to Quinton de Kock?
See, it's a reality check for Indian bowlers and batsmen as well, and I think Dhoni should come up with a new plan, like give more chance to the pacers, and I hope they will do their best on Test cricket.
Rahul,
yeah.
Dhoni did give Ishant a chance, and he performed quite well. And ironically,
Ishant Sharma did really well.
Yes, Ishant Sharma did well, right. But the only problem was that in every match there was only one bowler which turned up, and that cost us the entire series. Every now and then you could see Shami coming with a fantastic spill of bowling, Then the other side
Correct,
there was
correct.
no support, and I think that is where the lack of proper bowling cost us the series. Sunny, you joined us. We were discussing about India's debacle. India's bad performance in the recently concluded South African series.
Yeah,
What do you make up of the things? What do you think went wrong, really?
I think their bowling went wrong with them. They didn't
Okay.
bowl, and they didn't bowl in right areas. And Ishan Sharma did well in the last game. That's a big positive for Indian side.
Mhm.
And I think none of the bowler performed really well except Ishant.
Okay, so you just finding out the bowling. That's the reason why we did not do well, is it?
And batting is also a concern, but if our bowling is strong, then batsmen can play little much fairly.
Well, that's so strange that he says that Amartya. Sunny says that if the bowling is good, then the batting is fearless. And if you go back a month ago, it was entirely different, the opposite. The bowling was ordinary, but our batsmen were making sure that we did not suffer a lot. The targets of 350 were chased. So don't you think that somewhere the batting is getting a benefit of doubt and bowling is coming under the hammer?
I do believe that, Imam. I think that Shani has made a good point over here. I think that the batsmen who have been scoring runs, I think the 1,000+ runs that the batsmen have scored, that all the runs came in the subcontinent pitches, and now when they have went abroad and they don't have much of the experience. And I think that the presence of Ishan Sharma, who has, I think, played in South Africa, he has got some experience over there. But apart from him, I don't think any bowler has got experience in overseas conditions. So yes, at the moment, the bowling was looking ordinary in the subcontinent, and now when they have gone to South Africa, they are struggling, and it's coming under the hammer. I do agree with you,
See,
Imam.
Uh,
I have a question here. If
sure,
you're
Shikha.
a, if you're a fast bowler, you mean what do you mean experience there? I mean, if you're a fast bowler and you're supposed to be, that's your forte. You know the South Africans are doing that, and you know that you have to beat fire with fire, and you're gonna have to bowl fast. What experience is needed? It's just what you were saying, Mom. You've got to be performing. When it's time to perform, you go and perform. I mean, if I was Mahi right now, I would take all my guys out and say, that's it. Ishant's bowled the daylights out of these guys and just get fast, fast, fast. Because if we're not able to handle that pace, then you have to work on it. I don't think it's a matter of experience. I think it's just a matter of performance. Mahendra Singh Dhoni's been a million times to South Africa. I mean, I think that's just maybe a little bit of an excuse there.
No, I mean, Shikha,
Yeah.
let's just agree to the fact that most of the pacers we have weren't adjusted to the South African conditions. I mean, most of them have never played in South Africa before. That
Okay.
was Shami's first trip to South Africa, and he's
Okay.
fared pretty well. So I'd say it's not. I agree with you. It's not a whole on experience because Shami did fare well. But I also believe that for example, for the upcoming Test series, only two specialist batsmen have played in South Africa before. And,
Okay.
and both of them weren't in the ODI squad. There were Chiteshwar Pujar and Murli Vijay. So
Okay.
I
Right,
think
but
yeah.
Rishabh, I'll button there. If you remember, quite recently there was an A team which went to South Africa just before the main team was about to go, and that was like in preparation of the South African tour, the big South African tour, which was trimmed down to two ODIs and three ODIs and two Test matches. Most of the players were there, and do you think that is that the right way to go about that? They did not play, they did not get a chance to play. I think Mohammad Shami was there as well in South African
I think I think
India
I think
18.
I think playing against the A team and the original South African team makes a lot of difference.
Okay, so you
I mean
really
that's
think
my
that
point
Point.
of view.
Good
okay?
point.
All right, perfect. Makes a lot of sense. On that note, Shikha, you spoke about the way our Indian pacers did not fare well, and they could have done a lot better. What do you have to say about the Indian batting? The much talked about Indian batting. Three of the people in the top three are among the top ODI scorers in what happened in the 1 year which we played. So, what are your thoughts about Indian batting? What they should have done differently?
So, this is where my point was divulging, where I was saying, if our guys are batting up against South African fast bowlers, uh, I don't know. I don't believe that it's a sort of a performance thing. I think it's I'm sorry, an experience thing. I definitely think it's a performance thing. If you're able to get used to fast bowling, you should be able to do it and perform. You know, if it's like I don't know, this is how I'm approaching it. If I know I'm gonna play someone with a big serve, you know, first round U.S. Open, I'm gonna practice against that. I'm gonna say, Neha, my sister, come up to the service line and keep practicing. I want to get that my return ready. I feel like you should be able to at that level adjust. I mean, correct me guys if I'm wrong. You know, I'm sort of a newbie into the sport, but I just don't feel like there should be that much excuse. There should not be that much of a gap because if our guys are bowling fast and their guys are ripping those shots, then we should be able to do the same. We're number one, man.
Absolutely, I can't agree with you more, Shika. What actually, just to give you a bit of a background, what
Yeah.
the people who are not good against short pitch bowling, what they do is they wet the tennis ball and they ask the coach or the bowling coach to have a throw down those balls at them, in a very short length, so that they
Right.
can practice with a wet ball.
We do
So
the same
that
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that is something which we could have done, which we did not do, unfortunately. And this has been a long, it's not just a problem which has come up recently. That's what worries me. It's been something which the opposition knows we are weak at, and they keep on taking the advantage of it over and over again. So I think
See,
it's high
that's
time.
my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. And then every time, I mean, last time, if you remember, we talked about, oh, they didn't get there in time. Had they been there in time, they would have had a couple days to. And that's a professionalism required from BCCI or whoever it is. Hey, let's send the guys early, get them there a week early. This is a big deal. We're starting off without Sachin. We've got this new team that's really, show the world, hey, our young guys can win. I mean,
Shika, I'd agree to that. I mean, the BCCI, I mean, tried to do everything, send us 18 to South Africa, but in the end, spoiled it all up by not making it this a big series and making this a short series. So, I don't know, this BCCI just first was very positive about the South African series, then just turned very negative.
yeah. Yeah, I heard about
I
that.
think, Rishabh, you make a very good point there, because if the full-fledged series which was planned would have gone ahead, then we would have played three T20 internationals to begin with, followed by a 7 ODI series, then followed by the Test series. So I think that would have given the
I
Indian
believe,
team a
yeah.
chance.
I believe the
of
three
playing.
T20 would have been a reality check for the bowling team and come back into shape in the ODI series.
Absolutely,
Now
absolutely.
they have a couple tests, right? Couple tests are lined up.
Yes, that's just the 2 Test matches, Shika. And this was touted to be the series, and between the number one and the best team in foreign conditions. So I think that's
Right.
where the entire thing went wrong. I think we also have a couple of people who just joined in. I think it's Tamim. How are you doing, Tamim? From London,
Hi,
right?
Kaveh. Hi.
Tamim
Hi,
back.
Mom.
How
Hi,
are you?
What's up,
Shika.
Tamim?
You alright? Yeah, I'm alright. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing pretty good, Tamim. What is your take about the India South Africa series? Did you watch it? And what are your
Yeah.
thoughts? I'm sure you would have some thoughts.
Yes, I do have some thoughts here. South Africa, as usual, they hold their nerves and they played really well.
Mhm.
Uh, Unfortunately, like our batting lineup, for the first match, our bowlers didn't work out, but in second match, again, our batsmen they didn't play well. So it's I don't know why the batsmen don't know why they didn't play well because they know about this fact that South African pitches are for the pace bowlers, and this is a known fact not just for like this season, but everyone knows before they have toured to South Africa that the South African pitches are for the pace bowlers, and I should suggest BCCI that they should make those kind of pitches so that our players do practice on there and they do prepare well before when they go to these foreign conditions.
Hmm.
So
Please suggest. Please suggest. You're open to doing that here at Hangout. That this is
yes,
our show in terms of expressing our
yes,
views. So
yes, I want to suggest BCCI about this. Like they need to because whenever they go to Australia, they said that there's a bouncy pitches. They have some reasons. So this is a known fact. So why not we create those kind of pitches in India and make our players to play there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that would
Yeah.
help us a lot. So
well,
probably
the
I'm
thing is,
hoping in
Tamim.
test. Yeah.
The thing is, Tamim, we have pitches like that. I think if I think Rishabh might help me here. We discussed in length in the previous hangouts, in the build-up of the India-Africa series, where I was, I was of a support of Indian team going to a place like Dharamshala or Mohali, where the pitches swings a lot. Pitches, the movement is a lot. The bounce is more than the other pitches. But I think, as you have been just saying to the BCCI, we have been saying for a long time. I think it's high time they listen to us because the next tour is in New Zealand and then after that in England. So a lot of cricket which is still to come. So let's not lose heart.
It's like neither our government listens us, neither BCCI listens us.
that government part we have to wait for another show to discuss about because that is something which we will go on for a week. But let's stay with cricket and
another armed party.
Again, we are not taking any names here. We are just going into cricket because a lot of stuff to talk about cricket here. We have two Puneets. We have two Puneets who joined us, but one Puneet disappeared. So welcome, Puneet. I think you're having some net issues. Can you hear me? And your thoughts about the just concluded African series? The ODI series.
If India is going to bat in such pace pitches also, so they should have practicing in some basic pitches. Like we have seen recently Haryana pitch Lalli. If we remember that which was very dusty and very pacey, where Sachin made his last Ranji, where he played last Ranji match. India should have
Lalli.
practiced. Yeah, Lalli.
It's a Lali place, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Puneet, I think you might have to log out and log in because we are losing you.
Puneet, I would suggest to turn off your video.
Okay.
Because it's going like yeah.
And now?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
So I was saying India should have practiced in Mohali and Lali, so it would be better. It would have been better rather than this is the. But we have seen it was totally disaster. Indian man was like they are throwing hand grenades and they have to escape from them. It was completely opposite which we have seen India and India abroad. They were just. I have no words. I was thinking,
All right.
is it India?
Let's pair them. I know when Puneet gets to this exaggeration point where he doesn't have words and it's very dangerous. So let's give them a benefit of doubt in terms of what happened. Now let's be constructive, guys. I know that we do not have Alpha and Omega to today with us in terms of helping us get rid of this whatever happened in the past and very brightly in the future. But I don't think I can sing a song as well because you guys will disappear sooner than what you should be. So what I would like to do now is be constructive. Now we have two test matches coming up. One is in Joburg, one is in Durban. We have learnt our lessons in whatever happened in those two one-day internationals. And MS Dhoni has went on record to say last evening that everybody will see a different Indian team in the test matches. So I would like to find out from what you guys feel. How do we go about planning to win this first test match? What will be a combination? Because you have seen in India that Dhoni wanted to play a Jadeja at 6. Do you want to do that here in Africa as well, or do you want to go with 7-4? Let me start with Shikha. What do you think, Shikha?
If Dhoni should go on a, could you repeat that again? I don't know if I quite understand.
No. No problem. I was just asking. We are getting into the first test match, which is next week. So what should be the combination of the team? Should Dhoni go with 7 batsmen and 4 bowlers, or should be 6 batsmen all-rounder and then 4 bowlers? What would be your combination?
I think we need to give special attention to our bowlers. I mean, I think we need to have more people come to the table prepared, like Ishant Sharma. So I know he made a comment, and it was in some press regarding he didn't think that the batsman had proper shot selection and whatnot. He wanted to work on that. He was sort of blaming batsmen for the loss or whatever. But I think that we have to fight fire with fire, and I think it should send a message to the upcoming batsmen like De Kock, like, hey, we know how to handle you. I think it'll speak volumes if our bowlers can get them out sooner. So I would pay more attention to the bowling lineup.
All right. So you mean to say you go with around 5 bowlers strengthen your bowling rather than your batting. But one good thing, buddies, and Shika, you might be delighted to know that Quinton de Kock is not a part of the Test match lineup.
Oh, how
So
come?
Indian, yeah, that is only BCCI doesn't do crazy things. Even other boards do that. That is what is being said. But jokes apart, I think Quinton de Kock is only being at the moment looked at as an ODI player. So they have not picked him for the Test matches. So how much of an effect that would have on the African team, Rishabh? Do you think is a mistake? As Shika was surprised, how come he is not there? Do you think it's a mistake that Quinton de Kock is missing the
I
board
think
for Test match?
no. I think Quinton de Kock wasn't much of a star before the India ODI series, so it might be an obvious choice for them not to select him in this squad. I mean, if they had an option to do that right now, they would do that right away. I mean,
No,
it's
no. This
Yeah.
team was picked. This team was picked. Just to give you guys a bit of an update. This team of South African team was picked after the two ODIs, in which he already got those 2 centuries. So
okay. I'm
you
sorry, I
still
didn't know that.
But
no,
Imam,
no problem.
Imam,
I think
Imam, I still believe it does not make any significant change in the South African lineup. If de Kock is not playing, they will play equivalent, far better batsman than him. So
Okay.
it will be again India losing that Test match. I am sure about that. It will not make any.
Puneet,
Yeah.
that is not fair. You are not supposed to say that. Yeah, we are building up towards.
No, face the reality. Buddy, face the reality. It's
Yes,
the reality.
reality, absolutely.
Wait,
But what
tell us why. Yeah, you have. I mean, you're coming out with such a negative statement and
No,
predicting the future of the world.
it's
Tell me
not.
how you know this and why.
No. All right, let
No,
me come in there. Puneet. I know.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Shika, just to give you a bit of a brief about Puneet. Puneet is one who looks at things realistically. He is one guy who will not be optimistic. Yes, he wants Indian team to win, but he's very
Yeah.
straightforward about his views if India is not performing.
Okay.
So I understand where he comes from. But Puneet, let's put aside for a moment the fact that Africa is playing so well. Let's talk about what can India do to challenge them. What would be your team combination going into the first Test match?
I will definitely go with the five bowlers, four fast
Okay.
bowlers and one spinner. That is the definite thing in India needed.
Four
Right,
fast
okay.
bowlers and one spinner.
Yeah.
So that
Okay,
spinner
Imam,
will be
right.
even if I'm right.
Yeah, I think they should play. There should be four fast bowlers and one spinner.
Okay, so you're saying who
Imam.
will be who? Yeah, please go ahead.
you want to hear my lineup? It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'd go with 6 batsmen,
Okay,
2 all-rounders. That's Ashwin and Jadeja. I consider Ashwin an all-rounder,
okay,
and 3 fast bowlers.
okay. So can you name your squad quickly?
Right. So
Prashant?
I'd say 3 fast bowlers would be Zahir, Shami, and Bhuvneshwar.
Mhm.
And the 6 batsmen would be Dhoni, Dhawan, Kohli, Pujara, Vijay, and Sharma.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so you will go in with 2 spinners even on an Wanderers track, Rishabh?
I will. I counted the Wanderers part. I mean, look, Ishant Sharma is not an inform, neither is Umesh Yadav. So, I mean, Indian spinners are used to flat tracks, and Jadeja and Ashwin can really bounce the ball on the flat tracks. Even, get some turn in.
All right, that's actually really interesting, and in a way, I agree with you, Rishabh. You should play to your strength rather than just playing fast bowlers just for the sake of it. I think one of our buddies joined is Vivek. Vivek, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, welcome to Friday Hangout, buddy. You're a bit late, but no problem. We're still so nice people that we are going to come to you right away and ask you what would be your team for the first Test match.
India play 6 batsmen and 4 bowlers.
4 bowlers and 7 batsmen, you said.
Yeah, 4 fast bowlers. That's
No
it.
spinner.
No, because
Okay, we lost Vivek there. So he was saying 4 fast bowlers, no spinner at all. Pankaj has joined us. Pankaj, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is not our Pankaj. Our Pankaj is all set for tomorrow's wedding. So
Let's just get it out.
He might be waxing his moon.
Okay, so All right, we'll not discuss those things on air. Puneet is being very naughty on today's show. Amartya, let me come to you. What would be your lineup, buddy?
I like to go with Vijay, Dhawan, Pujara, Kohli, Dhoni, Rohit, and then Ashwin. And then I go with Ishant, Zahir, and Shami.
So 3 fast bowlers and 1 spinner and 7 batsmen.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And let me come to you, Sunny, quickly. What do you think? You would have to unmute yourself. बेटा unmute तो कर ले.
हाँ सॉरी मैं नेम बता रहा हूँ सबके.
हाँ बता दे.
MS धोनी, शिखर धवन, चेतेश्वर पुजारा, विराट कोहली, रोहित शर्मा, R अश्विन, जडेजा, जहीर खान, भुवनेश्वर कुमार, मोहम्मद शामी एंड ईशांत शर्मा.
क्या 12 को खिलाएगा?
यार
12 थोड़ी है यार, 11 हुए.
Who's opening?
Who's opening?
He didn't name Vijay, I guess.
I think Shikhar Dhawan and Murli Vijay will open.
Okay, 2. Pujara 3.
Virat Kohli
4. Virat Kohli 5. Dhoni 6.
Dhoni.
Okay. Ashwin 7. Jadeja 8.
ओह सॉरी, जडेजा को निकाल दो फिर.
तो मुझे पता था तू फ्लो में भूल ही गया यार. 12 खिला लो. अब इंडिया की हालत कैसी भी हो 12 तो नहीं खिला सकते. दैट इज द रूल. So what
I'm going with 4.
Okay, you're going with 4 bowlers.
4
bowlers. Okay. So 4 bowlers, and out of 4 bowlers,
not 4. I'm going with 5 bowlers. I'm considering Ashwin as a spinner. So Ashwin is spinner and rest 4 fast bowlers and 6 batsmen.
So you'll not play Jadeja.
Imam, what's your team?
My team. Okay, I think somewhere I agree with the thought process of strengthening our bowling as well, because our batting would have learnt our lessons. So I think we'll definitely see an improved performance by the batting. So I think we need to take those 20 wickets of South Africa. गलती से हमने सही काम कर दिया साउथ अफ्रीकन टीम के लिए by bringing all their batsmen into form. So for my main concern at the moment would be taking 20 wickets and taking the likes of Amla, Graham Smith, AB de Villiers out. So I need more.
Zahir Khan will take his wicket. Graham Smith.
अच्छा.
Yeah, he is bunny.
Okay. AB de Villiers की कौन लेगा सर?
AB de Villiers.
शामी, मोहम्मद शामी.
अच्छा. नहीं, एक काम करेंगे, एक स्कोर बोर्ड बना लेते हैं कि कौन किसकी विकेट लेगा. Guys,
Zahir will take 5 wickets. I'm sure.
Do you see the level of intelligence? Do you see that the big insight which our buddies have? They can tell you who will get whose wicket. All right.
I'm sure that Zahir will get Graham Smith, Hashim Amla, and De Villiers. Surely he will get these 3 wickets.
Okay. Sunny, why don't you try commentary on Star Sports?
Okay.
Sorry, yaar. I'm not.
I'm doubting he has fixed the match.
Okay, no, actually होता क्या है पता है, कभी-कभी फ्लो में रेडियो में पहले ऐसे होता था. जब मैं एक बार सुन रहा था इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया की सीरीज और कमेंट्री रेडियो पे चल रही है और उसने कहा कि और ये आउट, तो मैं बोला ये इंडियन बॉलर ने विकेट ले ली, एंड द कमेंटेटर सेज लेकिन अंपायर ने उंगली नहीं उठाई. So tell me how is that out? So I guess that is what happens when it comes to the commentary enthusiasm. Tamim, you have been quiet for a while and we can only see one of your eye. So is that some detective thing which you're doing?
Hello.
No. I was just looking at the other window, just looking at the squad.
Just looking at the?
The other window was open on my mobile phone, so I was just looking at the squad. What is it? So I don't know what's the score.
He was looking at the scores.
Oh, so you're doing your homework now. But it is too late, my dear. Yeah. I am coming to you. What is your team?
Yeah, well, my team would be like Vijay and Rohit, Dhawan, Pujara, Kohli, Dhoni, Ashwin, Zahir, Ishant, and Shami. 11?
Okay, 11.
Yeah, that's what.
No, you're just making sure. 11 बोल दिया, चलो बात खत्म यार. दिमाग नहीं तो ये बोलेगा 12 बोल दिए.
12 बोल दिए.
No, no, no. Sorry. Probably the in place of Ashwin or Oja might be. I think there will be some confusion. Oja or Ashwin. So I don't know who is gonna come in. I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. I think Rishabh, we
Yeah.
lost Rishabh for a while. Rishabh, I was just saying, buddy, that I agree with you what you said. The team which you picked, I will be more worried about the taking 20 wickets, and the main thing is I'm looking at is winning the series in
Imam.
Africa
Yeah.
because so playing five bowlers will make a lot of sense. So I agree with you there.
So if you pick three fast bowlers, who would they be? Same.
My my three bowlers will be Zahir Khan, Mohammad Shami, and I will not I'll be in a dilemma between Bhuvaneshwar and Ishan. Just for the fact that Ishan played so well in the last ODI, I might be
Yes.
tempted to give him a test match because
Imam, it's
yeah.
it's 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 quite amazing that everybody here is willing to give Zahir Khan a chance. Is there anybody who's not willing to give Zahir Khan a chance? Shikha maybe?
Yeah.
No,
No, I mean,
I'm down. I'm all about putting the bowling lineup right, so I'm definitely putting in Zach in there. Zach attack.
you
Rishabh.
you Rishabh, you
Yeah.
just have to know that Shikha is one of those people who wants to go for the kill, and you could see that when she speaks. So I really would. One thing is for sure, I will never play against Shikha a tennis game because I'm sure what the result is going to be, and not even a single point will be mine. So I think she's very straightforward. She wants us to do really well in Africa, and the fact that we did not do in the ODI series is a lot of motivation for a lot of players to do really well, and just rub off that past. Indian memories are really short. If they win the Test series, I promise you, I can bet you that everybody will forget the ODIs and nobody will remember what really happened. So I
And
think that is something which a lot of motivation for the
Like,
Indian team.
like,
if they
like.
if they win
I'll,
in South Africa, there will be another Diwali in India.
yeah.
yeah, Diwali in India.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. फिर से दिवाली मनाएगा पुनीत परसों तो हुई दिवाली
अरे वही कह रहा हूँ ना, अगर साउथ अफ्रीका में जीत गए तो फिर से दिवाली हो जाएगी यहाँ पे,
फिर
बिकॉज
से
दे हैवंट
दिवाली
वन अ सीरीज इन साउथ अफ्रीका.
Perfect. I think yes, that is something. One Diwali I would definitely like to celebrate. Let's wait for that to happen. And and before we end up, discussing about this particular series, because I want to quickly come to the ICC awards as well. But one last point before we get into the next topic. What is the prediction you see? What is your prediction for the upcoming Test series? Let's go with the first Test match. Let's start with Amartya. You think Indians will surprise Africa and win the first Test?
Well, I'm hoping for some good fight back from the Indian side this time, as Zahir Khan has come back. So I think that India may surprise South Africa in the Test series, but not to forget that South Africans are number one in Test rankings and is their home ground. So fingers crossed for an Indian win. Let's hope for the best.
Okay. What is going to be the result? Don't be diplomatic. What is the result here? Do you think India will win it? Okay, give me in 70-30 or a 60-40.
Imam, do you think he
Man.
has got a very strong sixth sense? Do you think
Huh?
he has got a very strong sixth sense? Pulling his leg, or do you think that he has got very strong sixth sense?
No, I'm serious. Seriously, tell me what is the percentage? What is the first Test match percentage would you give?
Where's Sunny?
नहीं अमर्त्या
He's
तू बोल
asking
बेटा.
Amartya.
Man, how can I predict, man? Ask Sunny na. Ask Sunny.
Okay, Sunny.
Dude, why
यार
is
तेरे
everyone
को
passing
काफी
about Amartya, you don't have an
तेरे को
option, man.
काफी
You don't have
मान
an
रहे हैं यहाँ
option.
पे. So what is your prediction?
I'll straight away go with 2-0. India will
To
win the
India?
series 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh,
So one
man.
extreme to the other. Shikha.
So okay, so I'm gonna just talk about the first Test series because
Right.
that's where
First Test.
India should be feeling really upset right now. I think there's a 70-30 chance that we'll win this one if everybody gets their act together. Depending on our bowlers, if Zach comes out with an attack and takes out all the wickets that one of our buddies here was saying. So I'm gonna go 70-30 for the win for the first, and I'm not gonna comment on anything. I will also say that I'm not happy that Quinton de Kock is not playing in this series. I actually want him to because you know, coming from a very aggressive athlete's perspective, when you lose to somebody that badly, you want to play them, you want to beat them again, and that's how Indians should be thinking. Like, let's get him one more time. I'll beat him this time. So I'm waiting for the chance for us to beat Quinton de Kock. Even as much as I admire the guy and welcome him onto his big scene here, I think we need to beat him.
There you have it, Shika's killer instinct, which I spoke about a bit earlier.
Imam,
Yeah,
I want to say one thing.
Sunny, bol
Imam?
beta. Bol de, bol.
Yeah, I want to say that I'm happy at one point and not so happy at other point.
Which are
I'm
those 2
happy
points?
because first point is that Quinton de Kock is not in the test team, and second point is that if he was selected in the test team, that would be a great moment to see how he play with the red ball. Because in ODIs he performed well. It's time to see how he play in test cricket. That would be a great moment.
Okay. But the thing is, I think the Indian bowlers will definitely be happy for the fact that he is not playing, because I think psychologically he has really gone
Going
after them and scoring 3 centuries against the same opposition in a 3 ODI series has happened just once, and Indian bowlers do not have the right record there. I see that Deepak joined us, Deepak Khandelwal. Deepak, are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Deepak, can you tilt your camera? Because we cannot see you completely.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say that.
Yes.
Yeah, according to me, by the
दीपक
Zahir comeback.
दीपक लैपटॉप को इतना डराना नहीं है बेटा, थोड़ा पीछे जाओ. थोड़ा पीछे, just go back a bit so that we can see. Yeah, there you go. Yes. Go ahead.
By the Zahir comeback to get 20 wickets of Africa
Okay.
easily. So I think it's 2-0 clearly
2-0 in India's favor.
in India's favor clearly.
Fantastic. Pankaj, can you hear me? If yes, then what is your prediction for the first test match?
My prediction for the first test match is maybe South Africa may win because their side is more stronger than India.
Okay. All right. Fair. Rishabh?
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, Rishabh.
My prediction would be for the first test, I'd say South Africa have a 65-35 chance of winning, and I can just only consider. I hope India win. You know, we all hope India win. But
Okay.
I'd say South Africa have a good hand here because they have the momentum, they have the confidence, they have the home conditions.
Okay. Makes sense. Puneet?
Yeah, buddy.
I know what your answer is, but still.
60-40, I will go with the 60-40 in South African favor because I still feel India can, pull up a chance because of their guys or two or
Imam,
three
Imam,
guys.
I think it completely depends on the lineup we select, on the 11 we select.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
Because
see.
there will be a couple of more guys new in the team, and it may change the luck of Indian team. So I'm thinking India have a slight chance because if Jahir Khan performs well, other guys performs well, so India can pull a victory. So 60-40, 60 South Africa,
60-40. Okay.
40.
All right.
Yeah.
Tamim, real quickly, your pick.
Yeah, it's going to be 50-50, and overall it's going to be 1-1. The series will be 1-1 probably.
Ah, there you have it. The guy who silently looks at the squad is going very silently politically right. He wants to play it safe. 50-50,
No, it's
1-1.
50-50. Yeah, 51. It will be 1-1 definitely because Zahir Khan has done a lot of training, and probably I'm hoping he will come back with probably good spell. Hopefully, it doesn't matter if Quinton de Kock plays or not. I don't care because if he comes into playing Test match, Zahir Khan definitely will take his wicket. So I don't think so he'll make a much difference in Test squad. Seriously, I don't believe he'll make much difference in Test squad.
Okay.
Probably 1-1. So that's what I'd go on 1-1.
Imam, what's your prediction?
My prediction is again it's going to be 60-40 India's favor. Reason why I say that is because India is really hurt, and at the moment you have to be very careful with when a tiger is injured, he will come back really strongly and he'll go for the kill. So I believe that India in every way might have learned the lessons in the first 2 ODIs, and they might really surprise the African team. Shalu Prashant joined us. Shalu, are you with us? Shalu?
Yeah, I just joined here. Before they. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, Imam and others.
Why are you looking
Good
so
evening.
scared, Shalu? We are nice people here. You can smile a bit.
Actually, the
Yeah.
problem with the yeah. Yes,
Yeah. There
ma'am?
you go. Okay. Go ahead now.
Uh, yeah. Actually, I have problem with my webcam and all.
No problem.
Last
Now the good thing is we can see you now and we can hear you. So what is your prediction for the first test match
about,
between India and South Africa?
actually, I don't know much about the predictions and all, but I have the trust in my our Indian team that we can win the match at South Africa. Uh, Maybe in the first test match, uh, we can able to score up to uh, above 300,
Okay. So
and about bowling of India, there are a lot of problems we faced in the last ODI
right.
series, and the Ishant bowled well last time. Last time in the second ODI, Ishant bowled well. That bring us something confident about South Africa. They are played very well. Uh, their line and length are very correct in the manner, and in Indian point of view, they are struggling to get even, yeah, in my point of view, we need to stay in the game, even though we can't able to very early. That's a main point I have to share with you, Imam.
Absolutely. Shalu, I think you made a lot of valid points, but the only problem is that all the while you were looking so serious that I was thinking that you've been held captive somewhere. You know, people around you are standing with guns. Shalu, speak about Indian cricket. And Shalu is like this, deep in his thought. Okay, but a lot of valid points which you made, which I totally agree with. So, all right, now that we have had a very good discussion about what really happened and we really did review with the ODI series, and we have also given a build up to the Test series, I want to quickly touch base upon the ICC awards which happened. You know, the winners are announced. Are you guys having a good idea? Of anything which have you seen those news lately on the websites? Who has won and what?
Yes, I have seen that.
Who's seen that?
Dhoni, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is the captain of the year of ODI team,
Right, right.
and disappointedly, Virat Kohli has not been nominated in the ODI team, as well as not nominated as the ODI player of the year.
वही तो गलत बात हो गई. That's why I'm coming on to that. How many of us?
Imam,
Yeah,
can you just give us a brief up of what the
Sure.
Yeah, I just know that Cheteshwar Pujara won the emerging player, and that's all I know.
Absolutely. I think Cheteshwar Pujara was the only Indian who won something. He was as you rightly said, the emerging player, the ICC Cricketer of the Year, and the ODI cricket and the Test Cricketer of the Year award went to Michael Clarke, so he won big. And the ODI cricketer was Kumar Sangakkara, and the umpire of the year was Richard Kettleberg, which I definitely agree. Definitely agree. He was very good throughout 1 year. So I just want to talk about this Virat Kohli thing. You know, he was not in the World 11, the best 11 selected for the past 1 year. How many of us think that he should have been on there instead of a guy like Hashim Amla? Let me start with Shika.
Damn, I was actually just sort of praising you on the on the chat, so I missed the question. We were talking about you.
No problem. We were discussing about the awards, the ICC awards, which were recently held, and Virat Kohli was not named in the ODI cricket team of the year, in spite of performing so well. So, what are your thoughts? Should he have been there, or should he have been replaced Hashim Amla?
Well, I really think Virat Kohli is like a big sensation in India. I mean, I was surprised when you guys just mentioned that because I didn't know the news. I was definitely surprised. So, in terms of replacing, I don't want to comment on that, but I definitely think he should have been on there. I mean, he's He's done so well. He carries himself so well off the field. You know, he's on TV all the time and he's performing. And I mean, he's being dubbed as the next captain. I mean, he's got Sachin's blessings. I mean, I think it's sort of strange in my opinion.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people were about really surprised to see that omission. What were your thoughts, Rishabh? Do you think that he should have been on there?
I think replacing Hashim Amla would be too harsh on Hashim Amla. I mean, Hashim Amla has been in tremendous form, in tremendous touch. But I do believe that Virat Kohli should be given a chance. I don't know in place of whom, but I do certainly believe that Virat Kohli should be given a place on the ODI level.
Okay. So you think he should have been there. Right. So Puneet, what are your thoughts?
I think Hashim Amla paid the bribe to ICC. That's it. Because Virat Kohli deserves the place, buddy. How can we replace? How can we put out Virat Kohli? He's compared with Vivi Richards, the great Vivi Richards, and we are putting him aside. It's completely strange for me.
Okay. All right. I'll not go to the extent of saying he could have paid something to the ICC because ICC at the moment ICC is like that body who is happy with whatever they have. They always like this. They keep on moving. BCCI, and whatever they say are right. So that is what goes on in BCCI.
That's why I'm surprised because they didn't put the Virat Kohli inside. They are by doing this, they can they can make BCCI angry.
But let me give you a shock. You might not be knowing, guys, that Anil Kumble was the chairperson of the team who picked this team. So now your thoughts. What do you think, Amartya? After is there something which Kumble missed?
I think Kumble has some corrections with Bangalore Royal Challengers and he's not happy with them. And Virat Kohli is the captain of the RBC, so I don't think he's happy with RBC.
Okay, all right. So Amartya, your thoughts, buddy. What do you think? He should have been there or not?
Well, Imam, I think that I will not like to take any ODI team seriously unless and until you have Virat Kohli in that team, because I think in ODIs at least Virat Kohli has been in tremendous form and he deserved to be in the team at number 3 at any cost. So by missing him, I don't know, but I think Anil Kumble missed a valid spot of Virat Kohli in the team.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me quickly come to you. Deepak, are you with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
I think Anil Kumble's thinking might be correct because Virat Kohli doesn't perform in overseas as he performs in India. As simple as that. उसके अगर परफॉर्मेंस पे नजर डाली जाए तो कहीं ना कहीं इंडियन फैक्टर बहुत बड़ा उसे ओवरलुक कर जाता है. So that's why he might not be selected in the ODI team.
Okay. So you mean to say that the cricket of overseas would not have supported him? So perfect, makes sense. All right, Tamim, quickly.
Probably, I agree with Rishabh saying that you can't just be harsh on Hashim Amla because he also been a consistent player so far. So probably I was expecting Kohli as well. So probably I hope he will be next year. So it all depends upon the votes, isn't it? So probably he will make it next time. So I'm happy with it. Hashim Amla is fine for me at the moment.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I guess a lot of things which we spoke about today made a lot of sense, and in a way, if we look at a broader picture, it's about learning, and that is what I made up with all of your thoughts. It's about moving ahead in the right direction, and the fact that we lost the first 2 ODIs, if we can use those learnings in the first Test match, that would be of real help. And if we can win a Test series in South Africa, none of us would mind India losing the first 2 Test matches. So I think we're absolutely okay with that. And I think we have enough time quickly to talk about the Ashes. Anybody who would like to make a point about the ongoing Ashes?
No.
Tamim saying
who's
no.
saying no? Tamim. Okay. Let me go to Tamim then. Okay. Now, Tamim, the fact that it is happening, you are in London, so I think you should be knowing Ashes. But at the end of the day, let's give Ashes a bit more time because we are already into the 3rd Test match, and by the end of next week we will have more clearer picture in terms of what's happening. So I think we're almost run out of time. So let me quickly thank each one of you to again being a part of this fantastic show which we had today. So Amartya, thank you so much for taking the time out, buddy. And please
Thank
do
you for
join in
having
next
me,
week.
ma'am. It was a
All right.
pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Deepak, I think this is the first time you came in, right?
Yeah, this was the first time.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, really good time.
You will have a even more better time if you join us on time.
Yeah, I am a bit late.
We start at 3 o'clock, so we expect you to be 3 at next time, okay? Puneet, thank you so much as always. Hopefully your internet connection does not act weird next week and we can also see you when you're talking, not like John Cena, you can't see me.
Buddy, it is the old same story with me.
Okay, Rishabh, Pari, thank you so much for taking the time out and we hope to see you next week for sure.
Me too, me too.
Fantastic. Sunny bhai.
Imam.
Yeah.
Samir.
Before everyone leave, just to raise our team spirit, just everyone together we should say Chak De India.
Okay.
India.
We'll do that at the end. Okay, Sunny bhai, thank you so much. Let me quickly thank Sunny.
Yeah.
Join us next week.
Yeah, I'll join next week, and I'll try to join after 25th December also.
Okay,
because
तेरे
from
क्रिसमस प्लान पूरे बाद में डिसाइड करेंगे.
नहीं अरे यार 25 दिसंबर से इंग्लैंड का अंडर 19 का क्लब आया हुआ है यहाँ पे मैच खेलने.
मुबारक
तो
हो.
उसके अगेंस्ट कैप्टन हूँ मैं. तो वो पहला 4-day मैच है, उस वक्त थोड़ा सा रहेगा मतलब.
I think guys you should join us. You know, we will discuss this off air. So it's time for me to say goodbye. Shikha, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in again. I hope you had a lot of good time today.
Always having fun here with you and the guys. Thanks a lot. See you next week.
Bye, Shikha.
Absolutely. All right. On that very good note, guys, take care. Do whatever you do it safely in this one week, and we are going to see you next week right at this time, right here at Friday Hangout. So take care. Bye-bye.
Imam, let's say Chak De India. Don't forget it.
All right. Chak De India.
Chak De India.
Chak De India.
Chak De India.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We didn't have Alpha and Omega tonight. Otherwise, they would have sing Chak De India for us.
Yeah. Good point, Rishabh. Bye.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.